Hey guys, Kevin Bupp here, and in this video I'm going to share with you multiple different ways where you can add ancillary income streams to your mobile home park. All right, the first one is the shed rental program. This is probably one of the best ones that I've ever seen, and not only does it generate additional revenue for your community, but it also helps keep your park clean by essentially eliminating all the unwanted clutter that ends up basically building up around the residents' homes, okay? The last park operator that I saw that had this system instituted into their community, they charged $75 a month for a 10 by 10 shed that cost them right around $2,000. You can do the real quick math, guys. That's right around a 2-year payback period, right? That's a no-brainer. And $2,000 for a shed, you could probably find them cheaper. You could probably find one for $1,000 or have someone build them for you. The sheds that they had in that park were on a skid, and so they could essentially be dragged around that park with a tractor or a truck. I mean, to me, it was pretty ingenious. The park that I'm referring to, it had 100 lots and approximately had 40 sheds that had been rented out. And many of these sheds, the crazy part is that many of these sheds have been rented by the same tenant for more than 5 years. You talk about an incredible revenue stream, but also a very short payback period and just pure profits thereafter. Now, another ancillary revenue stream that you can consider is self-storage. And this really goes along with the same lines of the shed rental program, but self-storage would require a much more significant investment as well as much more land area to build on. Another thought here is that I wouldn't suggest developing self-storage solely for your residents, but rather build it only if you can justify demand from the local marketplace, right? Your residents are part of that local marketplace, but you want to make sure you build something that actually has a use outside of just being for your park itself. Another consideration is if you intend to build self-storage, is to build it so that it could potentially be sold off as a separate business at a future date. This means placing it on its own parcel and ensuring that it has its own ingress and egress, and that someone doesn't necessarily need to drive through the community or the mobile home park to get to the self-storage. Another great way to add an ancillary income stream to your community is with boat and RV storage. And more than likely, you probably have some common area or vacant land in your mobile home park that isn't generating any revenue. How about offering that space to residents who need a place to park their RV, their boat, or their work truck? I've seen rates anywhere from $40 a month all the way up to $100 a month. Another thought behind this is that you don't really need to do much to make that vacant land usable for this type of storage. If you want to go ahead and spruce it up a little bit, maybe to justify charging a little bit more, you can maybe add gravel and maybe secure fencing and some lighting, what have you. But I've seen it done just with a grass lot, literally a grass lot that's in the back of a community where the park, where the boats and the RVs and what have you get stored. Simple as that. Another great ancillary revenue stream are ice machines, and I've seen this work in parks that are close to the coast, and they're on a major thoroughfare where there's a lot of traffic. And the machine would mostly serve local fishermen who need to fill large coolers, right, as they're taking their boat out and going to the boat ramp. This could be a huge moneymaker, but really if your park's in the right location. Now, another ancillary stream you might consider is a soda machine. And I'll say that I've only ever seen this once, and I'm not sure that it really even generated enough additional revenue to justify the hassle of having it and fixing it when it breaks and having to fill it back up, what have you. Again, I've seen it. We don't have it in any of our communities, and so it's something that came to mind that I thought I'd suggest to you. If you got a lot of children in your park, which they shouldn't be drinking soda anyway, but you might want to consider putting a soda machine in for that additional revenue. And then the last one here is a laundry facility. This is another one of those that I'm not sure that the investment of doing it would really justify the reward. About the only time that I really see a need for laundry inside a mobile home park is if it's a park where the units are too small to actually accommodate a washer and dryer inside of them. And I say that this is more common in some of the older parks, like down here in Florida. A lot of the old parks have really small homes in them where they actually don't have room or washer and dryer hookups, right? So there's no ability for that owner to do their laundry in their house. In fact, we actually own a park where about 50% of the residents, they don't have a washer and dryer inside their unit because their trailer's too small. But with that being said, we're actually considering eliminating these machines and simply just having our residents going to the local laundromat, which is just a couple minutes up the road, because those machines and that laundry facility in that park, they really put a burden on our septic systems that we have there, right? And so anything we can do to lengthen the useful life of our septic systems and also our water systems, the better. And the laundry puts a lot of burden on them. And so again, it's something we're considering getting rid of. But again, laundry is one of those things where you might not be able to justify the actual costs associated with it. There might not be enough of a reward on the back end. And so with that, guys, that's all I have for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it brought a lot of value to you and your business. If it did, please like it, and I'll look forward to seeing you in the next one. You take care.